Merry Christmas, Bikini Bottom! I have everybody's Christmas present planned. I'm gonna get Patrick a new jar of bubble soap so we can blow our bubbles together.
I like to buy Squidward a mirror because he likes looking at himself.
Not bad.
I plan to give the people of Bikini Bottom peace and quiet.
Mr. Krabs, well, you know what he loves.
Money. It could be coin, it could be paper. It doesn't matter.
It all started with the kind of hype that only SpongeBob can create. People weren't just excited, they were acting like a rare treasure chest had washed up at Burger King. And everyone wanted a piece. The new SpongeBob movie was around the corner. So BK dropped a limited-time Bikini Bottom meal, complete with themed foods, themed packaging, and those goofy character toys that somehow make adults feel like kids again. The internet exploded. Everyone wanted the Krabby Whopper. Everyone wanted Mr. Krabs' cheesy bacon tots. Everyone wanted that pineapple float like it was the secret formula. For a moment, it felt like the golden age of fast food promotions was back. But that moment didn't last long. The first warning sign hit faster than a Flying Dutchman jump scare. People opened the Burger King app and noticed something strange. The SpongeBob menu, which had just launched, had a warning label, not a fun piratey message. A real warning running low. And just like that, panic mode activated. Fans were refreshing the app like they were checking stock prices. Some rushed to BK immediately, others begged their local cashier. And meanwhile, social media turned into a battlefield of half-successful attempts. One person posted a picture of the meal like they'd just completed a sacred mission. Another person replied with a screenshot of sold out, as if they'd been defeated by the universe itself. And here's where the backfire actually began. At first, people assumed it was normal. Limited items run out sometimes. But then more stories appeared. Stores saying they never received the full shipment. Others saying they got one box of toys and called it a day. A few unlucky fans ordered the bundle only to receive a random burger, a small fry, and a confused employee shrugging like Patrick trying to spell his own name. And the app? Sometimes the menu showed up, sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it let you order, only to cancel the order 2 minutes later, like a dramatic breakup text. The situation was sinking faster than SpongeBob's boating test scores. But the most surprising part wasn't just the shortage, it was the inconsistency. One fan got everything. Full packaging, full toys, full experience. Another fan, at another location, on the exact same day, got a plain wrapper, missing items, and a toy that wasn't even... People weren't even angry, they were confused. It felt like BK stores were living in alternate dimensions. Some were in Bikini Bottom, others were in Rock Bottom. And as more fans shared their experiences, the mood shifted from excitement to frustration. Like, imagine walking in expecting a cute pineapple cup, and instead getting told, yeah, we ran out 2 days ago. Imagine expecting Mr. Krabs' cheesy bacon tots, and getting we never received those. Imagine ordering through the app, watching your order disappear, and then seeing a message saying the SpongeBob meal mysteriously vanished like it had been stolen by plankton. The backfire wasn't that the food was bad, it was that people couldn't even find it. And that scarcity turned what should have been a celebration into a treasure hunt with no treasure at the end. Some fans joked that the meal was more limited than the actual secret formula. Others said it felt like BK was testing them, like some kind of fast food endurance challenge. And the craziest part, even the employees seemed confused. One worker told a customer they had everything except the themed stuff. Another said they had the toys but not the meals. Another said they had the meals but not the packaging. It was chaos. Funny, chaos, but still chaos. And once fans started exposing how inconsistent everything was, the conversation changed drastically. Instead of celebrating the release, people were trying to figure out what went wrong. How did a global fast food giant underestimate SpongeBob fans? Why did some locations get plenty of stock while others barely got anything? Why was the app acting like it was haunted? And most importantly, was this whole promotion doomed from the start? Because as more details came out, it became pretty clear that the Bikini Bottom bundle didn't just sell out, it spiraled out of control. What happened next almost felt like a glitch in reality. Because the moment people realized how fast the SpongeBob Burger King meal was disappearing, the energy around it started shifting from fun, excitement, to pure desperation. It wasn't just fans casually stopping by BK anymore. People were making full road trips across their cities, checking multiple Burger King locations back to back, like they were on some kind of Bikini Bottom scavenger hunt where every stop felt more confusing than the last. Online, the entire conversation turned into a survival log. One person would proudly post that they found the Krabby Whopper in store number 3, while someone else would respond with a picture of an employee shrugging next to an empty shelf. Some people who tried ordering through the app kept seeing the running low warning, which almost became a meme on its own. It popped up so often that fans joked the SpongeBob meal was running lower than SpongeBob's boating school confidence. But this wasn't just a simple case of a meal being popular. Something behind the scenes clearly wasn't prepared for this level of chaos. Stores were reporting totally different stories. One location said they got only 2 boxes of SpongeBob toys for the entire week. Another said they received the food items, but none of the themed packaging, while others said they were given the wrong inventory altogether. It was like the supply trucks were playing EENY-MEENY-MINY-MO with which location got what. And because of that, the whole promotion slowly started feeling cursed in the funniest possible way. Someone would open their meal expecting a bright pineapple-themed box, and instead get a plain brown BK wrapper, as if SpongeBob had just quit halfway through designing the promotion. Others showed pictures of the pineapple float being served in a regular cup with absolutely zero tropical cold foam, because apparently that foam ran out almost instantly everywhere. That tiny piece of foam was causing big drama. And remember, adventure-seeking fans weren't even asking for something complicated. They just wanted the themed items they were promised. Instead, they kept getting a different version of the experience every time. One fan posted they got the Krabby Whopper, but the employee replaced the bacon tots with onion rings because the tots didn't arrive this week. Another fan said their store didn't get ANY of the desserts. Imagine walking in hoping for Patrick's strawberry shortcake pie, only to be told the shipment mysteriously never showed up. People didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It was so unpredictable that fans started comparing notes like detectives trying to solve a case. Meanwhile, the app kept glitching in ways that didn't help at all. Some days the SpongeBob menu appeared for 2 minutes, then vanished completely. Other times it let people place the order but canceled it right after payment, leaving people staring at their phones like, okay, did Burger King just ghost me? Even weirder, some stores were still selling the meal in person, but the app insisted the location didn't have it. So people started realizing something. The employees seemed just as confused as the customers. A few customers shared stories of workers checking the back storage, looking around, coming back out, shaking their heads like they were searching for buried treasure. Others said their BK staff didn't even know the SpongeBob promotion existed until customers asked about it. And that's when the theories started spreading. Some thought BK underestimated the demand. Others joked BK wasn't ready for SpongeBob fans going feral. Some believed that there were shipping issues. Others said the promotion was rushed. And a few even thought the limited stock was intentional to build hype. But the truth didn't matter anymore. The chaos had already taken over. Online, the whole situation became a roller coaster of people, celebrating the few who successfully captured the Holy Grail meal while comforting those who got nothing but disappointment and a random toy from a different promo. And speaking of toys, that was a whole new disaster. People were opening their kids' meal boxes expecting to see SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Sandy, or Mr. Krabs. But instead, they got characters that had nothing to do with the movie or SpongeBob at all. Imagine expecting SpongeBob and getting a toy of Knuckles, because the store mixed promotions. Some fans laughed it off, but others felt the whole experience was turning into a fever dream. As the days passed, fans realized the situation wasn't getting better, it was getting weirder. Locations that originally had the full set started running out of everything. Locations that never had the items continued staying empty. And more fans realized the app wasn't reliable at all. So the SpongeBob Burger King meal didn't just backfire because it sold out. It backfired because the entire experience was so inconsistent, unpredictable, and confusing that people couldn't help but talk about it nonstop. What started as a fun teen meal was now turning into a chaotic mystery. And the deeper people looked into it, the stranger it got. And that leads us directly into the next part of this story. The moment when the shortages turned into something much bigger. As the days went on, what started as a simple shortage slowly transformed into something much bigger. Almost like the entire promotion had slipped into a strange, alternate dimension where nothing worked the way it was supposed to. Fans began noticing patterns, and these patterns raised more questions than answers. First, people realized that some locations still had the SpongeBob meal available, but only at certain times of day. Someone reported that their BK had the Krabby Whopper at noon, but by the time they returned at 5 p.m., employees claimed they never had it in the first place. Another fan said the store insisted they were out of toys, but when the fan ordered a regular kids meal instead of the SpongeBob bundle, suddenly the exact same toy magically appeared. it became clear that even the employees weren't sure what they had and what they didn't. The whole promotion felt like it had no rules, no consistency, and no communication between locations. People started joking that ordering the SpongeBob meal was like rolling a dice. Sometimes you won the jackpot, sometimes you got absolutely nothing, and sometimes you walked away with a toy that wasn't even part of the franchise. And the funniest part, even the lucky people who got the meal shared stories that didn't make any sense. Someone unboxed their Bikini Bottom bundle only to find their pineapple float didn't have pineapple. It was just soda with a splash of yellow syrup at the bottom. Someone else posted a picture of their Krabby Whopper and it looked like the meat patty was sliding out the side, as if it was trying to escape the chaos itself. But as funny as the pictures were, the underlying issue kept getting worse. Burger King clearly wasn't prepared for SpongeBob fans. Supply chains were overloaded, stores were confused, and customers were left trying to figure out what was happening behind the scenes. And then came the biggest twist. Some locations started quietly removing the promotional posters altogether. One fan said the posters were up on Monday, still there on Tuesday, and completely gone by Wednesday, like BK was trying to pretend the SpongeBob meal never existed. That made fans even more suspicious. Why would a major fast food chain suddenly pull down all the advertising? Was the promotion ending early? Were they trying to hide the fact that they didn't have stock? Or did the whole thing spiral out of control so fast that BK decided to just tap out? People began sharing their theories, and the internet ran wild with speculation. Some believed that Burger King underestimated the demand and simply ran out of everything far too quickly. Others said BK had issues shipping the items because they were dealing with multiple promotions at once. So SpongeBob got caught in the crossfire. A few fans even joked that Plankton finally stole the shipment because the SpongeBob meal was disappearing faster than Krabby Patties during lunchtime rush. But the craziest theory came from fans who noticed something strange in the BK app. When they searched for the SpongeBob bundle, the page would sometimes appear with items missing, then disappear completely, then reappear a few hours later like someone was flipping a switch behind the scenes. The app behavior was so inconsistent that fans believed BK headquarters was updating the stock manually, desperately trying to stabilize things, but failing every time. And while all this chaos was unfolding online, the real-world experiences got even more unbelievable. People walked into stores and were told the promotion ended early. Yet someone in the same city on the same day managed to order the full bundle with no problem. Families drove to 3 or 4 BK locations only to find each one giving different explanations. Some BK employees said things like, "We were supposed to get restocked, but it never arrived," while others said, "We never got any SpongeBob items at all." It reached a point where the whole thing felt like a treasure hunt, designed by SpongeBob himself, confusing, random, and somehow hilarious. The longer all of this continued, the more frustrated people became, but the more viral the topic grew. The chaos was so entertaining and so unpredictable that people were tuning in just to see what would happen next. It wasn't just about the meal anymore, it was about the mystery surrounding the meal. Every fan experience told a different story. Every store seemed to exist in its own reality, and every new update made the situation feel stranger than the last. It was as if the entire promotion slipped into Bikini Bottom rules. Nothing made sense. Everyone was confused, and somehow it was still funny. But underneath the jokes and memes, the pressure on Burger King was building. Fans started tagging BK's official social accounts demanding answers. Some demanded refunds. Others demanded and a few just wanted to know how a SpongeBob promotion could possibly go this wrong this fast. Because at this point, it wasn't just a shortage. It wasn't just a glitch. It was a full-blown meltdown. And things were about to go from confusing to shocking. Just when fans thought the situation couldn't get any stranger, it did. Because around this point, something unexpected started happening. People who successfully managed to get the SpongeBob Burger King meal began comparing their items online. And that's where the real chaos unfolded. It turned out that not only were the items inconsistent from location to location, some items were inconsistent from hour to hour within the same store. One fan posted a picture of their Krabby Whopper with the official pineapple-themed wrapper, looking exactly like the ads. Another fan, who went to the exact same Burger King just 3 hours later, showed their Krabby Whopper wrapped in the regular brown paper, like the store had completely given up on the theme. Then someone came forward saying their BK had the pineapple float in the morning but switched to serving it in plain cups by the afternoon because they ran out of the special cups, and then by evening they ran out of the foam, and then by night they ran out of the pineapple base itself. The poor pineapple float didn't even survive a full day without falling apart. But that wasn't the weirdest part. The toys were becoming a full-blown mystery. People kept pulling toys that didn't match the promotion at all. Some were receiving last month's toys. Some were receiving random leftover toys from older promotions. One person even claimed they got 3 different toys in one order because the employee wasn't sure which one was SpongeBob. Another fan walked away with a toy still wrapped in foreign language packaging because the store had mixed boxes from different countries. It was pure chaos. And customers weren't even angry. They were confused and amused at how bizarre the entire experience had become. But behind the jokes and memes, you could feel the frustration growing. The whole point of a themed meal is consistency. You want the branding, the packaging, the exclusive items. People weren't just buying food, they were buying the experience. And that experience was falling apart in real time. Then the situation escalated again when fans began posting screenshots of emails from Burger King customer support. Some were told the promotion had ended early due to high demand, while others were told it was still active but limited in certain regions. And others were told each store decides its own participation. 3 completely different answers. That only made the confusion worse. Suddenly, nobody knew what was real anymore. Was the SpongeBob meal canceled? Was it ongoing? Were the stores lying? Was BK Corporate overwhelmed? It felt like the entire promotion was being held together with duct tape and pure hope. Some customers who complained received coupons as an apology. Others were told they couldn't be refunded because the order technically went through. Meanwhile, fans were sharing videos of BK employees shrugging and saying they had no clue what was happening. And as more stories surfaced, the promotion's reputation shifted from fun to infamous. People began calling it the Bermuda Triangle meal because items kept disappearing with no explanation. Others compared it to SpongeBob's chaotic boating school sessions. Nothing worked. Everything malfunctioned, and everyone walked away confused but laughing. But the laughs started fading once people realized that the chaos wasn't just inconvenience. It was hurting the promotion itself.